live. We got a few people who are waiting to get started here.
Hello,
Who's with
America.
us in the chat? Hey, it's not just America. We had some viewers from out of country on the last stream here.
Really?
Oh yeah,
All
had
right.
some Ireland and Scotland, I think.
Oh, so my relatives.
Possibly. What do you think of my new lighting? Do I look healthier?
Feel like you're next to a cabin campfire.
Don't I look cozy? Oh,
Yeah,
my
it
number
does.
one fan
It
is
actually
here.
has that low light, like you're in a next to a campfire. Oh, Alex is here.
Yes,
Wait, who's number one
so
fan?
my number one fan.
Obviously, she's my number one fan.
Let's be real.
You piss her off all the time, so she gets a break from me.
Yeah, I piss her off and she still sticks around. So clearly she loves me.
Well, yeah, I think she realizes she has to. Same with
Keith's in
mine.
here
Like she's
with
like,
us.
well, she's been 15 years. I might as well stay with him now.
That's right. Keith's joined in with us. We got Stan.
Key.
Yeah.
Mr. Keith. Hopefully he had a good deadlift day this week.
Adam's here for your traps.
I did some traps tonight, actually, so they're popping a little bit.
Oh,
It'd be better if I
well,
was.
Destiny, if you just get a day job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about today, and we've got a special guest going to join us here in a little while. He's doing a live stream on his channel right now. But we've got to recap this past Saturday. You didn't get to join us, but we did the live stream for the Natural Strongman qualifier Battle in the South. It was a really well-run show. I was a little jaded going in since he beat us out for Promoter of the Year and all that stuff last year. But
Whatever you
I
say.
see why. Hey, I see why. It was a good show, ran very well. Flew through so fast we almost weren't able to do our commercials. Manny's in the house.
Hey, Manny, how much snow did y'all get down there? I know in Troy there's about 3 or 4 inches.
But I know like the first 2 events went so fast, we were struggling just to get the cameras adjusted to find, make sure everything was in frame. But we had a lot of engagement. It got 1,600 views live, peaked at 120 something views, and I think we averaged 97 the whole show.
All right, well let's stop gloating about that. All right, let's talk about some winners.
Gloating. I'm happy. I just wanted to give a shout out to him.
You're gonna make me start drinking.
Appreciate that, Stan. Hey. Okay.
So tell me, I want to know something. All right, and this is a legit question.
Mm-hmm.
So, how in the world are they making sure everybody down there is natural? What drug tests are they doing?
So they do a full drug test, like a real one, and
like what is a real one? Because there's piss test, DNA test.
It's a piss test, but it's a PED test, so it takes a lot longer, and that's why the award ceremony took so long. But it's not a blanket test across the board. I think you have to test 10% or 20%. I asked him about it. I can't remember now. There's a percentage of athletes you have to test, and he tested podium winners to make sure, obviously if you're going to send somebody who qualified to Ireland, make sure you send the ones that qualified.
But the piss test, you do research on it, and I'm very familiar with this. You can pop for a STEM pre-workout. So how are they knowing?
Ultra natural.
So how the hell are they able to do that? That doesn't make any sense.
I guess they didn't. I mean,
even powerlifting. They came out and said that their test, they had to come up with different options because now STEM, they had to basically disapprove, or what's it called? Just like UFC and all that, you can't have STEM in your pre-workout and everything else. No. So I don't know. I still think
they do it. I imagine they do it kind of like my day job. I handle drug testing for post-accident. If someone pops from our in-house test, we let them have the opportunity to go and get a full detailed test to defend themselves. You still there? You froze.
I'm sure. There's no way you're wasting all that money for these specialized tests.
Oh no, he said it's super expensive. He tested everybody. He said if he tested everyone, it would cost like $6,000 or something like that. You froze on me for a second. You still there? Uh-oh, we lost Trey.
Where the hell all that money come from?
Where are you still there?
Here.
I'm looking at the stream. You're cutting in and out really bad. There we go. Okay, we got back up.
Yeah, you're the one freezing on my end. Remember last time you cut out, so you might have an issue.
No, I'm watching the stream on my phone, and everything's working for me. It's you this time. But Adam said it's $400 for a piss test, and yeah, that's about what he told me it was costing him. Oh, hang on, let's see.
All right,
There we go.
I switched
You
back
there?
over to my mobile network.
Okay.
Apparently, Wi-Fi is screwed up around here as usual. Nobody gets Spectrum. They suck.
That's what I'm using at work. I'm at the gym right now using Spectrum.
They suck.
Yeah, I'm tempted to change over to AT&T because the upload speed's so slow. So when it goes grainy, but I've got the live stream here. I'm trying to make sure everybody that we're staying connected. But Adam said in the comments it's $400 for a test. I think that's what he said it costs. And he said if he tested everybody, it's going to cost him like way more than he had the ability.
Where'd all
to
that money
cover.
come from?
What do you mean?
Well, how did he get all that money to spend on that money on the? Wait, he didn't pay any athletes, did he, for winning?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it was a
All right.
qualifier.
All right. I'm not trying to cut you off, but that immediately disqualifies him from winning Best Show of the Year. We give out cash prizes.
But do you give a trip to Ireland?
I don't give a shit. I gave a championship belt.
Oh, well, he had really nice trophies. He had really good prize packs, welcome packs. I
saw that. It wasn't pretty good.
No, he did a phenomenal job.
The absolute only thing I disagree with that show is that the turf with the yoke. I probably wouldn't do that because I've ran on turf before with a heavy yoke, and rolling ankles is very, very common, or knee issues. That's the only thing I saw that was a negative.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking, but I don't think the weights were insane. I think the heaviest weight was 650, maybe 700.
It was 7 for the big boys.
Yeah. So I mean 700, and not to dismiss it, 700 is a good weight, but well,
they're natural now. They're a lot weaker.
I'm 220 natural guy. I carry 700.
Yeah, but well, that's true.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
As far as that natural testing goes, I would be natural, other than the chicken I eat. So
I ate a lot of chicken.
Well, before we get too off track, we do have guests joining us in a little while. We do have a new show in the state. Not a new show, but a new show on our podium that we can talk about. Since you're the only athlete registered for it, do you want to introduce it?
Manny, you're not natural. If you eat chicken, then you're definitely on some steroids.
Am I frozen?
I'm still here.
No, am I frozen now?
Yeah,
we're having
you are.
Technical difficulties.
It's fucking Spectrum. I'm telling you, they're listening to us.
They are. Okay, are we back now?
We're back.
Okay. I was saying we had a new show on Iron Podium to talk about. You're the only one registered for it. Do you want to do the honors of introducing it?
Yes, it is my favorite show of all. Well, I can't say that. I still think Strong Crew has the first place in my heart, but the Forge is definitely on up there. I will do that show any day of the week. But it's Mr. Todd Williams' show, the mad scientist of Alabama. It's Forge number 4. And this year it is going to be vibrant purple on the shirt, which is even better. He's had orange and he's had green, blue,
pink,
and pink. Now it's going to be purple. But it's going to be a hell of a show. I don't know if anybody's. Go on there and look at the events, of course, which we're going to talk about. But one of the events on there we're going to get to is it's a crazy event that you can thank Miss Sam, his wife, for that. It's definitely thinking outside the box.
So I do like what he's doing. He's got he's not going to do weight classes unless there's enough people in that weight class. So it's just going to be open, kind of like the second one. I think that was the first one I did with you. And he's
did
only
pretty
doing
good.
4 events. Yeah, it didn't come in last. That was important.
That's right.
But he's only doing 4 events this time. What do you think about that?
Well, he was here, like I said, a few days ago, and I had mentioned maybe a bag toss, but I mean, 4 events isn't bad. It's still fine. It'll be a quick show, obviously, but I don't know. After the chicken run, you might not want to do a 5th event.
That's what I was just about to say. The chicken run might as well be 5 and 6 events altogether.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Before we get to that, though, so let's run through the list. I mean, the first one's trump log. So clean and press each rep. You got 3 logs to choose from. For the men, it looks like it starts with 225, 255, and 315. Any rep on the heavier beats the lighter. You can switch between logs, so you can go up or down, I'm assuming?
That's correct. You can jump back and forth whatever time.
So obviously, any reps on a heavier is going to beat whatever on the lighter, but 315, what you think you can rep that up for, about 15?
Well, because it's clean and press in 60 seconds,
10.
I'm going to probably Viper the first 3. I don't know, maybe 10.
I can see double digits on that for you. All right, let's see. In women's divisions, there's 85, 120, and 150. Now, I will say that Titan log is 225 on a Titan log might as well be 255 on a pit bull.
I have to agree. Titan logs are brutal.
Oh man. Let's see. The second event's tire deadlift for reps. So he's bringing back the Hummer tires.
Yes, I'm so happy.
I was a little sad that it wasn't a max, though, I will say, because it was awesome seeing y'all going for that 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, my back was screaming for a month after that.
I'll bet. So, let's see, 60 seconds, as many pulls as successful as possible. Strap in on your own time.
The Titan log is harder, Matt, in my opinion. I've used a lot of logs. The handle width is a little bit different. Plus, it's a little, as far as your distance of your handles is a little bit off, but as far as your handles itself, I forget exactly what millimeter they are, but obviously they're close to an axle, which puts you kind of off center, in my opinion. Like a Rogue log, the way they have it made, it helps you clean the log easier. Whereas a Titan, because it's so brutally made, and sometimes they're not 100%, they're not 100% centered with their weight, which we figured out, me and Bubba did, that they're extremely hard to deal with. But I don't know. I guess it's just the handles, in my opinion, that make it so different.
Well, it's also, for everyone I've seen, the diameter of the barrel is closer to 13 inches. So it's a thicker barrel than any other one. So it makes it easier for the clean, but harder for the press.
Yep.
All right, I'm trying to make sure that we don't lose connection here, even if
I promise you, though, Charles and Matt, if y'all go find a pit bull log, which is hard to find now because they don't make them anymore, but they're the best logs you can buy. They'll withstand anything. Once you get one of those, you'll press 20, 40 pounds more immediately because they're so smooth.
Well, getting back to the events, we got the tire deadlift for reps. Your weights for the men's 706 and the women's going to be 540 pounds. What you thinking for that? How many reps you going to get?
Our weight is what, 7 what?
706, 4 tires.
And I think it's a 16-inch pool or is it 18-inch pool?
Yes, 60.
Oh, then I'll definitely be double digits.
Gotcha.
16 inches and above is like my sweet spot.
Yeah. All right, we got the chicken run is event 3.
Yes.
I'm just going to read through this because it's so hard to explain.
It's a lot.
So the athlete will start behind the line on the lift command. Athlete will advance to the first obstacle in the path. So you got to clear the path. Load it onto the platform or over the bar, depending on what the obstacle is. Then continue until the obstacles are all loaded off the runway, at which point you will have the high temp H stone at the end of the unobstructed path. An athlete then picks and carries the stone back to the start line to stop the clock. Fastest time to complete the. Oh man, I'm having a hard time reading this. I need
Damn.
glasses.
Usually just
Fastest
pronounce it, but now it's really bad.
I'm between the whiskey and the smaller print. Fastest time completion or highest number of objects loaded wins. Let's see. So let's run through these obstacles because the first one is an 18-inch diameter, 200-pound rogue rubber stone, and there's no tacky on this. So
Yeah, no tacky.
now I love that rubber stone. I borrowed it one time and I prayed that he just let me keep it for a little longer. It's so much fun. And then obstacle 2 is a 20-inch, 205 concrete stone. You got to load it to a 48-inch platform. Let's see. Object 3 is a 20-inch diameter, 250-pound stone of steel. So it's that green stone that he has over the corner that's loadable.
Mm-hmm. That thing sucks.
Yeah, I trained with that one for Alabama's a couple years ago, and I swear it made this concrete stone so much easier because that's even the metal when it got sweaty, it was just sliding.
Yep.
Obstacle 4, a 22-inch, 285-pound concrete stone. Then obstacle 5, a 275-pound sandbag over a 56-inch bar. And even for the women, it's not. I mean, the women's just as hard. You got a 120-pound stone over bar, 16 inches, 120-pound stone. Second item is 16-inch, 160-pound stone. By item 3, they're doing a 200-pound rubber stone. Item 4 is a 20-inch, 205-pound stone. And then they've got to load a 200-pound sandbag over a 56-inch bar. 56 inches is not short.
No, that's pretty rough.
For some of these women, they're going to have to press it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So, I mean, and then you finish with the H stone for the men. It only has one weight listed. Is it going to be the same for both men and women, do you think?
No, it's 225 for men. I think the weight for women's like 150 or 140. I can't remember what he said.
I got you. I've got a couple comments I missed. I've got the old one, the 13-inch. What is it reading?
If I wasn't doing nets at the end of June, come on, man, dude. I'm doing several shows this year back to back. You'll be fine.
Oh, Olivia, if Alanis was doing this one, she'd be really upset because she's already kind of complaining to me about the 52-inch.
Yeah.
And then the final event, which I am so upset that I'm not doing this show because I'm going to be gone, but it's the Hercules hold, bringing it back.
I'm going to go ahead and train that really, really hard just so I can beat everybody except for Nate. I hope Nate wins it again.
Well,
I got to let him have something. He's got to have something.
I think Tyler's in the chat with us, and he said that he was going to go for the record this year.
No, I don't need him. I don't need him. I don't need him overdoing it anymore. He's got to go back and get more screws put back in.
Well, I got to correct him a little bit because he on his post he said he got second by 5 seconds over everybody else. Actually, it was only 1 second more than me, I think. So it was like 114 to 115. I have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, because I stopped at like 57. I was like, I don't need to fucking go anymore. Fuck this pain.
You said that, but then I beat you in the limit breaker grip event too.
Well, I gotta let you have something too. I can't beat you on everything.
I'll just play.
That's what friendship is. I share the wealth.
I appreciate that. I need it sometimes. I need that little ego boost.
I make it look convincing though, so that's good.
Well, you are the only athlete registered for this. It's a 30 athlete cap. It's only $50, and all the money is going to go back. I think you said into the prize pool, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So cash prizes, custom-made trophies. Actually, this right there. That was the trophy from last year's.
That's right. I have the gold one.
Shut up. I'm happy with that. I'm a perpetual fourth place finisher. So to have any of these makes my day.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Yeah. I want to center me back up because when Steve joins us, it'll kick me off to the side. She's working because she's essential. I work today too, and I'm not essential.
Nathan Guy says he's registered tonight, so he's going to be in there too. They don't have a novice class, so let's go ahead and break that down.
No novice and no weight classes as of right now.
That's right, big boy.
That's another reason why I kind of wish I could do it, because I had more fun when it was all the big boys. Because if I beat any of them in an event, I loved it.
That's why I love doing super heavyweight, because those guys that are 350, 400 pounds, and I get to beat them. It's like, come on, I'm the small guy here.
Yeah. Destiny was talking about the Battle of the Forge. Stan said maybe next year he's in between the shows right now, or he'll be in between shows.
Yes, he has several shows. We're trying to get him to hit some more PRs in.
Is there any updates to the World's Strongest Man or Arnold right now?
No, I keep seeing Paul Dwyer, which he's starting to really piss me off. He's on there trying to defend Luke and all this shit, and that's like, buddy, it's too soon. Luke preached about all the mental health and family and this, that, and the other. He tarnished his reputation, so he's not going to get an invite to a big show for a while, especially one from Brian Shaw. So I wish Paul would just understand that and move on.
It was hilarious. I was actually watching it this morning, getting ready. Pat O'Dwyer's podcast.
Yeah.
And he was reading a bunch of comments, and every other, and I don't want to get our show demonetized like he did his, but every other word was CUNT. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So I had to make sure the kids couldn't hear it. And then somebody in the comment section said, you go after all these people for their behavior. He goes, but you're defending Luke. And he lost it. He was like, you F and C, you C, F and C. And he goes, well, I'm not getting paid for this episode.
Well, I mean, I know he's his friend, and it'd be the same thing if that happened between me or you. But at the end of the day, it happened. So a person has to live with that, and he's got to understand your reputation has got to be rebuilt and as far as trust for people. Yeah, sure, there's people out there who screw up, but they're not out there preaching every day. They're going morning ocean and cold for mental health, and they're all about family and striving for the mental health for men and all this kind of stuff. And then you do stuff like that causes, mental stress on your wife and partner, and then, all of your fans that look up to you. So to me, he's got a lot to do to earn that back.
Oh, 100%. Well, the way he did talk about something that was kind of interesting. He talked about how Brian Shaw was going to do the invites for his show, The Strongest Man on Earth. And he's picking the top 5 returning athletes from the previous year. So whoever placed in the top 5 the year before. Then you got podiums, I think, at Alabama, Scott Mighty. America's Strongest, podium winner of World's Strongest.
That's right. And then
Arnold and the Rogue.
Well, the North, I forget what it's called, but JF Carone's show.
Is that one of them too?
Yeah, that's the reason why Paul was getting so mad that they were selecting out for that show instead of like You're the Strongest Man and stuff like that.
Well, I thought that was the America's Strongest, not North America. Is it North America's Strongest?
I think it's North America is what JF puts on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see that over Britain's Strongest. I mean, I don't know. I guess because North America has significantly. Oh, he then went back and got the numbers. I don't remember it being that big a gap, Tyler, but I'll take your word for it. You looking serious right now, Trey?
You can't see it, but I pulled down my messaging thing and I'm messaging somebody.
You look like you just got a bad text and you're mad.
No, I'm concentrating. Make sure I don't misspell.
With us? I got you. Well, I'm a little disappointed though because I talked to Brian Shaw a couple years ago. I was trying to make limit breakers a qualifier, and he said I can't do that because then I'll have every show wanting to do it. But I guess I'll accept that. Arnold and Rogue are bigger shows than mine.
For now. Yeah, he went back and really put some numbers down. Good Lord.
Yeah, he did. I could have sworn I had 114, but I'm not the scorekeeper, so.
Tyler, there's no way by then you're going to be 100% to be going, as far maybe on the grip, but especially if there was a deadlift, I'm not letting you do it, even if it's a max or just for reps. There's no way.
Real quick, while we're waiting on our guests to join, if y'all haven't already, please consider hitting that like button down below.
Little Nate's in here with us.
Yep. I would say he's just going to do just the Hercules hold.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Smart man. Smart man. Little Nate, the guy that always goes to the gym for some reason during the time we do this and never wants to join us. That guy's here.
Olivia, I appreciate that.
See, look at her being nice. She's at the gym right now, too.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you supporting us while you're working out. Charles said if I wasn't going out of state, I'd have to come out limit breaker as a spectator. We are slowly getting a few tickets sold right now. At this point, all ticket sales are just going to be bonus. I'm going to have to figure out how much we have left over. And we'll see. Hopefully we can raise them. But we have raised the prize money across the board for every position. Maybe I can raise a little more.
Yeah, maybe it'd be nice. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have our guest ready to go. Trey, is there anything else you want to say before we welcome him in?
When he comes in, please, everybody, just look over the fact that he has a giant stadium show, and don't worry about that one. Just come to the Southeast and all that. I'm just messing around. He's an awesome guy. Here we go.
All right. Joining Alabama Strong, we got Florida Strong, Mr. Steve. Now, remind me, how do you pronounce your last name? I always mess it up. Can you hear us? Uh-oh. Can't hear you. Headphones might have to come off.
I didn't know he was a mute. I don't know sign language.
He just got done doing his live stream on his channel.
Gotcha.
Dude, how about now? Nothing?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Sorry, fellas.
You're good.
We're here.
Can you hear us? It's a learning curve because it's taken us 20-something episodes to get it right.
Yeah. We still got to
rejoin.
All right.
All right, everybody, psych. We did have a special guest. We were just playing.
Let me see if he's texting me. Yep.
Those are some pretty spectacular brown glasses he had on. I need to go buy me some.
I know. I like it.
Nathan, you better be pulling some good deadlifts and not going off program and wearing you down in sweatpants that are 3 sizes too big.
Can we hear you? Can you hear us now?
All right. How about now? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I still can't hear you guys though. Let me switch something around here.
Oh no! Oh no!
There we go. We're in live. What's
Okay.
up?
Yeah. I say I hear you.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. So you asked me. It's Coyne. Steve Coyne.
Yes.
Here
Okay.
live
I thought
in
it was
action
Coyne.
with the legendary Chuck Ellison and Trey Godbold. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for joining.
Absolutely.
Somebody said he must have Spectrum. We're just
How
complaining
do
about
you know?
Spectrum
Yes, I
Internet.
do have Spectrum. I have one choice, I think, here in Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah.
So I sure do.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we all three have horrible connection.
That's right.
Just took some rebooting. So, yeah. So what's happening tonight, fellas?
We just got done talking about the Battle of the Forge coming up here in Alabama in April, or sorry, May. We never even said. I guess it's May 31st. But you've got two competing shows in April to talk to you about how it's not fair that you have a stadium to host your show in, and you're taking all of our athletes away.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
I have. I have like 9 from the Chaos team that are coming down. I think.
You
So-
got a lot of people signed up for that show. How many are you at right now?
I'm at 80 right now.
Jeez.
Okay, I got to know the secret. How the hell did you land the stadium? I need some insight.
Yes, please tell us.
That is actually through. This is part of the WOD Wars event, which is a CrossFit competition. So I've been doing Beast of the Bay inside the Tampa Fit Fest now for the last 3 years, and they have a spring event now that I got invited to be a part of. So because of the hurricanes and all of the damage, the site for WOD Wars previously was the Dunedin Community Center, and that's been the dumping ground for Hillsborough County. So that was like a up in the air whether or not they'd be able to use that this year. And since that was a question mark, they decided to go big and go for Raymond James. So I got the invite to play along here. So really cool. Yeah, really exciting.
Man, that is awesome. I'm excited to do the show down
That is
there.
pretty neat.
Yeah, so WOD Wars is pretty big in itself. I mean, they have every year over 1,000 CrossFit athletes by itself.
Are they going to be live streaming that?
They're all over the place. I don't know if they do any sort of live stream for that, but they have typically they'll have like 4 or 5 different events in like different places, like all over, very separate. I'm actually meeting with them Thursday to go through the stadium one more time. I don't know if they fully have their things planned out yet. It's funny how go ahead.
I was going to say it's all going to be on the football field, right? It's not going to be anywhere else.
Potentially some things like in the concourses. And I think there will actually be, you heard it here first, special info. Here you go, guys. There's going to be a deadlift event at WOD Wars that's going to be up in the concourse that'll be by the pirate ship. So there will be some things that are kind of scattered around the stadium, but overwhelmingly most of it will be on the field. All of the strongman stuff will be on the field.
We got some comments coming in. Set up the Southeast in the Montgomery Biscuit Stadium.
I mean, it's a nice stadium, but and then all of a sudden, we have a rainstorm. I don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
We will see, man. I mean, April in Florida should be a good time. We'll find out.
Oh, yeah. I picked the last weekend of April because typically that's the same weekend as Talladega, and historically that's the lowest chance for rain in our area. So I stake claim on that, and I'm not giving it up.
Fingers crossed. So it's going to be really awesome. I'm really excited. I mean, it's the 5th year now of World's Strongest Manatee, and it's really great how this came about because the last 2 years I've partnered up with a powerlifting competition, and we were doing it at the Manatee County Fairgrounds. And this was a lot of fun because we had it on a rodeo pitch. So it was like a clay pitch surface. And the best thing about that is like dropping stones or dropping kegs or things like that, like pretty much no issues whatsoever. So it was a really great time.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that was running the powerlifting meet is just going a new direction in his life. And he says like, hey, I can't do this anymore. So I actually was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to run this show again. I got the call probably about 3 days later with this guy saying like, hey, I need to run a strongman competition at this thing. Are you in? It's like, oh, it's back on. Let's go.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, really, really cool. So fingers crossed, I'm going to hopefully try to pump this up. It's depending on equipment availability and timing, of course. But if I can, get it up into even 90 or 100, I will, only if, we can run it smoothly and efficiently. I'd rather have slightly smaller. I'd rather be a smaller show and run extremely well than just like shoot way big and have it be a crapshoot.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Jonathan in the chat here. Jonathan, is it Chapel, right?
Yeah, Chapel. What's up, man?
I know he joined our channel after the Beast of the Bay, and he said his wife is doing the XFit comp. Said that the CrossFit comp is also working the stadium into the WODs. So she's hoping for stair run. Oh God.
Oh, absolutely not. There's no way.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to do like a farmer's carry up the stairs or something?
No. They can keep the CrossFit way away from us strongmen.
Oh, you know what? Actually, that's on the exact opposite side of the field, as it turns out. So
Okay, good.
you
Great.
got exactly that. Yeah. We are going to have, so with the space, I'm really excited. One of the things I'm putting in is a farmer's 40-meter dash. So it's going to be like 130-foot straightaway with farmer's carries. I think that's going to be rather exciting on game day.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. I'm going to have to have my camera set up so I don't have to follow people because I ain't going to chase nobody running a 40-yard dash.
I'm anxious to see your setup in a stadium.
Oh, it's going to be so cool. So I'll be over there Thursday, so I'll get you kind of all the insights, and I'll know exactly kind of where we can put everything after I'm over there later this week.
Awesome. Just keep me posted. Olivia said, I'm here for the farmers. So let's run through the events. Give us a breakdown of it.
And I will say, too, if you want some more insight on this, I always try to structure things, in my opinion, like all the events of what makes like a good, test for a true strongman athlete. So we have a log clean and press for reps. It's always got to be a good overhead event. That's starting it off. We'll have the farmer's 40-meter dash. That's going to be really fun because I am able to do that head-to-head with the classes and everybody. So it'll be 3 at a time, like a foot race. Oh, yeah, I know. It'll be a sandbag throw over bar. And the way we're going to do that is 1 sandbag, as many reps as possible, over and back. Same sandbag, just many reps, max reps, 60 seconds. There'll be a conditioning medley, which I'm still finalizing because I had to change plans, unfortunately, due to some of the rules about what's allowed on the surface. But it will definitely be some combination of sleds, sandbags, at least maybe one more odd object to carry, and then it'll be stone to shoulder to finish it off.
You said there's no wheels allowed on the stadium, right?
Well, no heavy wheels, right? So what I originally planned, I don't mind sharing this now. So I have a friend that works at Feld Entertainment, right? And he does a lot of welding. So when they have like broken parts that come in, such as a Monster Jam monster truck tire rim, he brought me a big rim that he welded on the inside, like pieces to plate load it. I mean, this thing is gigantic. So what I was going to do is get those and plate load it up to like 800 pounds or something nuts and have people like push it over itself, sort of like they did at the Rogue Invitational as the first piece for that. Because this thing is gigantic. It would have been a lot of fun, but a little too heavy and it's a little too sharp, like on the edges. So that would have been tearing that field up. So maybe another time, you never know, but it's super cool.
Yeah, you said the Chaos team earlier was coming down there. Yeah, they were all going to do mine. I moved the show 1 week to help out another one, and now all of them abandoned me and went to your show. So, oh well, I guess it's part of it.
Sorry, brother. I also did not pick the date, so that's it's not on me. I didn't pick the date of it. If I was doing it, it was April 19th or not at all.
No, it's fine. I'm just messing with them.
Growth is good for everybody, right? So like, it's going to come back around where the next one you run is going to be something like real sick, and if people are excited to just continuing doing strongman, like that ultimately benefits all of us, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That's kind of what you talked about on your channel tonight, right?
Yeah. Is one, just like if you have a good experience or you help other people have a good experience at their shows and at their competitions, like it's just a ripple effect, right? When I first started running shows, above everything else, and still to this day, the most important thing is the goal is everybody leaves saying, I want to come back. Mm-hmm. So, what are all the things that you can remove that would like give somebody a negative reason to think about your show? It has to be run on time. It has to be well organized. In my opinion, it can't be a zero fest. A lot of times I've been to shows where, wow, so many people zero and zero and zero and zero. And I don't think that's very fun for the athletes, but it's also very important for the people that watch and support the competition, because a lot of our friends and families don't really know what's going on and don't understand strongman to the degree that we do as athletes. So if they're sitting there and watching you just fail over and over again, they're not really going to be supportive. You're like, oh, hey, I'm going to go do another strongman competition. Like, oh, that thing you just like failed and stunk it up. You're going to do that again? Okay. But if it's something where it's exciting and, you get good runs on everything, even if you don't place very high, it's still very exciting. And the athlete will want to come back. Their friends and family will want to come back. They're going to tell people about it. They'll bring more people. And I think that's one of the things, the venue and things obviously help, but I've had now people that are coming for their 4th World's Strongest Manatee, or like even the 10th competition that I've done. They keep coming back to my shows because that's such a high priority, is to make sure that you're going to come in and have a great time.
Now, I agree with you 100%, and back you up on make sure the athletes have a good time. But when you put the weights out there months in advance and people come in zero, that's really on them, not on you. They shouldn't have entered if they couldn't do it even in training. I'm just being honest.
Mixed bag on that. Mixed bag on that. So, right, it depends on what type of show that you're going to do.
Yeah, I don't want to. My whole thing is, and it's hard for me because they're such monsters. But you can't have a Christian Suggs come there and you have a 280-pound log press trying to lower it for other people. Otherwise, he's going to do so many that they don't have a chance in the first place. So you got to kind of watch your athletes too.
Right. And log and overheads are a particularly tough one. There's such a disparity, top to bottom. It's always a tough one. So I've pretty much said enough times publicly, I'll say it here too, that I am going to do a trump log at Beast of the Bay this year. So that will make the playing field a little more even and give those really like great overhead pressers an opportunity to shine and easily secure a bag, but let like some of those more, I would say, novice, but lower level or less good overhead lifters still have a chance to get points on the board.
I agree with that. Trump log is the way to go.
The Beast of the Bay, is that going to be moved to August? Did we talk about that? Or?
Yes, that's August 16th and 17th this round.
So Alabama Strong, please don't put it on the same weekend.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know what weekend it's going to be, but that's going to be pretty close.
Sorry, guys. Again, I'm at mercy of the expo promoter, so I'll give you his contact information if you want to call him up and chew him out.
No, usually Alabama's the way it works out is he has either the first or second weekend, I believe, because it works out with the rest already does that. But
sure,
they don't have really control over it either.
Yeah, no doubt. Hell, people can do back-to-back shows. They do it all the time. Hell,
well, we have just in April, Miami's Baddest is the 12th. That's on its 8th year, one of the bigger shows. You have mine the 19th, and then Freak Strong is the following weekend. So, it stinks because there's only so many Saturdays throughout the entire year.
Correct.
It really is tough. We don't want to step on each other's shows, and I do feel bad, but I did call up, Mike and Woody, the guys that are running those shows, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry, but I had this opportunity. Like, I got to do it.
Oh, yeah. We've got 3 in a row here, within like a 2-hour drive, because the first weekend of April is the Georgia Pro-Am. Second weekend of April is Trey's. Third's yours. Fourth's mine. So, we got within an 8-hour drive, we got about every
That's
weekend.
right. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's a very exciting time for Strongman. It's exploded so much in the last couple of years, but it's not slowing down at all.
No.
It's such a blessing, really. Like, athletes have so many opportunities, and we have all been in this like a good while now. And I think it's obvious that the cream is rising to the top. There's some shows that pop up left and right here. I'm not going to go too deep into a tangent on this, but some show up with a lot of flair and a lot of pizzazz, but zero substance. And those are kind of going by the wayside.
That's correct. Yeah.
While there is some of that fluff out there, like, it's really good for us that know the craft and like truly put our all into it. It's going to continue to be such a great thing.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll catch up on a couple of our comments because these are paying members. I want to make sure we give them a little shout out. Matt Anderson said he refuses to zero events, which that is always my goal going into a show, is just no zeros. And he said he's not going to shame himself like that at all. And then Keith, another member, said he had a blast at his first event, athletes pushing each other. That was just amazing. And then Destiny said, I'm doing mats just to qualify for the mats, either in Red Brick.
Yes, we know, Destiny. We know. You're skipping another good show. It's okay.
Yeah, that one hurt Trey when Destiny.
It does hurt because I tried to do a good thing and let Matt have his, and it punished me. But oh well.
Well, while we're still talking, I want to go ahead and toss it out there. If anybody has questions about the Manatee show, go ahead and throw them in the comment section. We'll try to get to them before we run out of time.
I would also open it up. I'm the U.S. state rep for Florida, so if anybody has more just open Florida strongman questions, like, would be happy to field that too, if not specifically about Manatee. Or for me in general, you want me to ask me something fun, or we could, talk about whatever. I got plenty of hot opinions on all sorts of stuff.
Well, I'm tempted to try to reel Trey, and I guess I could just let you two go wild.
No, no, I get told I'm too mean, but I don't know. I guess I'm too real for a lot of people. I don't know.
You've only got us demonetized once. It's okay.
Yeah, just one time.
Hey, that's
Let's
all
get
right.
your opinion. This last weekend we had a Natural Strongman show. What's your opinion on Natural Strongman?
That was a great stream. I did watch the Natural Strongman show. That was a good show.
What's your take on Natural Strongman?
That was a very political answer, yeah.
Natural Strongman. Listen, this is another thing where it's awesome that this is growing, because there are people who are very passionate about, wanting a natural path, and it's growing very quickly. So I am uninterested in doing any sort of drug testing, mostly because it's like a logistical nightmare. So I applaud all day long the people that want to do that. Now I will say, a couple years ago, I did a April Fool's bit where I started off by saying, like, listen, guys, I run shows because I, want things to be done a certain way. I'm not going to sit around and complain and just wish for things to happen. So as of today, I'm officially announcing all competitions from here on out in the state of Florida under USS are going to be drug tested. And wow, people really took the bait on that one. And like, I had people, I'm not going to name names, but a couple of people that should have known better texted me and said, like, I'm not going to ever do one of your shows again, right? It's like, well, sorry, man. Like, I love you, but, I let it run for about a day. But no, just a bit.
I might have to steal that this coming April.
My only negative to it is like, there's people that naturally have to take, TRT treatment. So, and there's young people that have to take TRT treatment. They just have a natural block. So if they do that and they just have their normal levels, obviously they're going to pop for the test. To me, that's kind of unfair. If your levels are normal like everybody else's, but you have to have it. I don't know. I just don't understand how that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's true to form, though. I used to do a lot of work with the USAPL when I lived in Chicago, and I think it's more fair to just have a very strict across the board, like no exogenous substances, because then it gets into murky waters if it's TRT or hormone replacement stuff, like to what degree. Then people start kind of pushing that, even though they have like a medically cleared reason to do it. Like they could push that a little too far and still be under the guidelines. You know what I mean?
That's why I just feel like, the government is now letting marijuana be legal. They let alcohol, which destroys more humans than anything. They might as well just legalize steroids. What the hell's the big deal? You know how cool our sports would be then?
Well, let's see what happens with those enhanced games, because that's coming up, and I think that might draw some people, but it's all about being safe. As far as professional sports and things goes, I think they should open that up a little bit more just on the recovery side of things, because
that's right.
Like Andy Pettit very famously was busted. I think it was taking HGH after shoulder surgery. Again, think about all the damage that goes through a pitcher's arm after not just thousands, but tens of thousands of extremely high velocity, high torque pitches, and then they get surgically repaired. It just makes sense that you would want to use something to like enhance that. And there's so many levels to these things, like that doesn't increase your skill, and people like Louis Simmons would also, rest in peace, would tell you, listen, a lot of these guys that are taking this stuff are training way harder than you. Like they're following their diet, they're locking in their sleep, they're doing their recovery. Like it's not just that simple, so there's a big gap with education and, usage. The problem is, right, if it were just kind of guns a-blazing and freewheeling, you'd have a lot of abuse. So that, but I think there should be in general more open conversation about that, so that people are just aware of the risks and the dangers, because there's a lot of stuff that happens, especially when you talk about like trend and stuff like that, really ruins people's brains for a long time, permanently sometimes.
Well, we got a few questions popping up in here. You ready for a rapid fire?
Let's go.
I'm just going to throw them up on the screen. What's
The
your
one I
thoughts
like
about
is,
Peacock?
oh God, yeah.
I'm not. No comment.
No comment? Okay, next one. Josh Fox in the house.
Is Mike Allstock going to be there? Man, I wish. That was one of my favorites growing up. I don't know.
Me too.
I can't
Me
say
too.
can't say yes, can't say no, but I am today. I fired out a few messages for some guest appearances that I got a little bit of traction on. So to be
Let's get.
determined.
If you have Brock Lesnar and Mike Allstott at your show, I'll be there, 100%.
Manatee is a USS national qualifier. Yes, sir. Sure is.
Awesome.
So
All right, that's all we got. That's the moment. So let's see if any more pop up. We got some people talking about TRT and stuff in the chat, but
I'll say on
any other.
a little small thing on guest appearances. So, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but there's some things like if I'm going down a certain route, I think like World's Strongest Manatee, in my opinion, this event is supposed to grow and supposed to keep happening. So that's why, like, when it was originally off, 3 days later, I got a call saying, hey, this is back on. 2 years ago, so this has been 2023, the first year we did it at the Manatee County Fairgrounds, one of my vendors and friends from my gym, Dawn, she shows up, she does a meal prep service, and she was like, hey, I don't want to get you excited, but I think Bill Kazmaier might show up. Like, what in the heck are you talking about? Like, I didn't even think she would know, like who that was. You know what I mean? I was like, you got to be pulling my leg. Did somebody tell you the wrong name or something? And turns out Kaz was in town the night before for, I don't know exactly what, but it was like a men's outreach program. And Dawn's husband was at this, and he was like, hey, I'm actually going to this strongman competition. You should come check it out. And about 10:30, like out of nowhere, of all people, Bill Kazmaier shows up.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. So listen, you never really know. And that's what's cool about being a part of a really cool, really exciting, like high buzz event is you really don't know who's going to show up to this sort of thing. It's big. It's at Raymond James, like maybe some Bucks players. Honestly, I've been reaching out. So many wrestlers are Tampa based. I've been reaching out to try to get some of them to show up. Like, we'll see. I don't really know for sure, but anything's possible.
I know we were doing the stream for the Beast of the Bay, and I'm blanking right now. World's Strongest Gay.
Rob Kearney.
Yeah, Rob Kearney sat down and started talking in live chat. I got a lot of people message me. They're like, I didn't know you were going to have like a high-level athlete on there. I was like, I didn't either. It just happened to be there.
Yeah, well, that was on the day. I remember asking him. I was like, hey, do you mind jumping on the live stream for a minute? He's like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. It was a lot of people reacted to that positively. Another question came in from Adam Guy. Who's your picks for the Arnold?
Picks for the Arnold. It's hard to bet against Mitch Hooper, man. That guy is what an easy cop-out answer, but it's his if he wants it. And especially the way a lot of those events line up, I just don't see him. I don't see him losing, right? You've got that big jerk. You've got a timber test. You've got a deadlift. I mean, he's kind of guaranteed once again to be near the top on almost everything. Even if he doesn't win an event outright, he's going to be 1, 2, or 3 pretty much on everything. And unfortunately, like Hathor, his overhead is just not there right now to, take him to the very top. He's got almost everything else, but you look at guys like even Lucas Hatton, if I remember correctly, did like a 500 for 3 behind the neck split jerk that he just posted on his Instagram. So like he's going to take big points on that. And Hathor posted kind of a struggle fest of like a 465 behind the neck press.
200 kilogram.
So. What's that?
I think it was a 200 kilogram. So yeah, probably the same video you saw. And
with that kind of number, the way he still got time, but I think he'll be 6th or 5th on that event probably, which would be too much for him to overcome later with Mitchell Hooper.
Most likely. Most likely.
All right.
Destiny, I'll go ahead and fill this one. Have I got vendors? I have a handful, but I have room for more. So if you're interested, we're connected on Instagram and shoot me a message. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. So got a couple cool ones. I did just secure an IV person for post weigh-ins. If anybody's looking, I'll have that info out very, very soon.
Nice. Tyler said Hathor posted a 210 kilogram. Might have been, I don't know the conversion, so I don't know if 210 or 200 is the one that you saw, but the one I saw was 200, and it seemed pretty stable, but it was again 200 kilograms. So you look at what was the World's Strongest Man when they did similar press a couple years ago. The average person was like the mid 200s, like 250.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-boggling numbers.
And he said she was just wondering what to expect besides fighting for her life.
What to expect besides fighting for your life? Honestly, it's going to be hot. I would just be prepared with your electrolytes, with your hydration. You know, I would tell all of my athletes that I'm coaching, try to spend as little time in the sun as possible. So we'll actually have inside the venue one section of the concourse that is shaded all day long is going to be a designated area for like all the athletes to set up and hang out. So try to take advantage of that, but also compromise with, like, I really do try to make these shows run like quick. So stay out of the sun, stay hydrated, stay cool, bring your snacks, and expect to have a good time. One of the things I talked about on my stream earlier tonight was about how setting expectations for anything you're doing like really creates a big impact on your overall experience. So, you know, if you show up like excited and you have like the attitude and mindset of like, I'm going to have such a great time no matter what, like I've been training so hard, I'm going to, you know, be at one of my strongest levels I've ever been at in my entire life, then you're going to act as such. So, you know, expect good, expect miracles, as Joe Vitale says, if you ever heard of that guy.
Well, Destiny loves like extremely hot comps. She strives for that. So
favorite.
if it's like a sauna out there, she's going to do really good. So she'll be fine.
It will be a sauna out there. So great. That'll be perfect.
Oh yeah. Should be good. Well, gentlemen, we are pushing an hour right now. Is there anything else that y'all want to shout out, give recognition to? I know, Steve, you've got the online, I forget what it's called. It's like it's not it's just like a group, Facebook group, but it's a more in depth. You got a lot more information, guest speakers. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So it's the Strongman Club. You can check it out at clubstrongman.com. And what it is it's a community that I pieced together a couple of different coaches and experts from different places, including, you know, a tactical conditioning specialist, an overhead press, like mobility specialist. So it's a resource to complement and enhance your training that was really created because if you go to a Facebook group and ask a question for advice, you're going to get 100 different answers from 100 different people, and only one of them is going to be any good, and it'll get absolutely buried by a lot of nonsense. So if you're looking for some help, complements to your training, we also offer things like conditioning programs that will complement any sort of strength protocol that you're doing right now. It's all on the inside of clubstrongman.com, and we have weekly guest calls with pro level strongmen and coaches. Like last week we had Adam Dirks on, who currently holds the 105 kilo Atlas Stone world record. We have Joel Dirks, who's a pro strongman. He's got one of the strongest grip strengths in the entire world. He's coming up. We also have Andrew Clayton coming up on a call soon to talk about how to program and train moving events. So that is all on clubstrongman.com. If you want to check it out, we do run a 7-day risk-free trial. So clubstrongman.com.
If you go to the description of this video or any of our other videos, there is a link down below for that, because we partnered with that late last year, early this year. So there is a link in the description. Go check it out.
Awesome. There's no group strictly for Manatee, but maybe I'll create something fun for that. It's not a bad idea. We got 80 strong for the competition, so maybe we'll start it up.
Well, God, don't be like the limit breaker if they do have a couple in there. Good Lord. That's pretty dark in there.
This might be the last year for the group chats on it, because I always make a group chat for the limit breaker athletes who've signed up. It was designed to share information and keep them updated easier than an email. But good Lord, it's turned into just a
top-related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who hasn't been in a group chat that's gone wayward?
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. Again, one last chance. Anything else that y'all want to talk about?
I guess last thing, I'll just plug all my info. If you want to connect with me on every single social media channel, My handle is at Stephen M. Coyne on Instagram, X, YouTube, Facebook, anything. Reach out. I'm happy to talk strongman, anything you want, anytime. So please reach out. We'll be happy to talk, whatever you got. So let's connect.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, I'm rooting for your show, to be honest. I hope you get more than 1,600 views, and I hope it runs smoothly, and you get all the votes next year on the best company.
We're going 2K this year.
All right, good.
That's right.
That's what we need.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for having me.
See ya.
Have a good one.